Pregnant women aren't reliable, Miss Hartley. We need team members who can commit to the job, not ones who'll be running off for doctor's appointments and maternity leave. My boss Derek's words echoed through his corner office at Pinnacle Software Solutions like a verdict, while I sat there 7 months pregnant, feeling my daughter kick against my ribs as if she too was outraged. But what Derek Sanderson didn't know, what nobody at Pinnacle knew, was that I'd been building my exit strategy for the past 18 months, and his illegal termination just gave me the perfect reason to trigger it. The only question was, would I burn the bridge quietly, or would I blow up the entire company on my way out? I stared at Derek across his mahogany desk, taking in his expensive suit and self-satisfied smirk. Behind him, the Atlanta skyline stretched out through floor-to-ceiling windows. Pinnacle occupied 3 floors of the most prestigious building in Midtown, and Derek loved reminding people that he was VP of Engineering. "So you're firing me," I said slowly, "because I'm pregnant." "I'm not firing you," he corrected, his tone dripping with false reasonableness. "We're restructuring. Your position is being eliminated. It's nothing personal. My position, the one I created, the Senior AI Integration Specialist role that didn't exist until I proposed it 2 years ago. Markets change. Business needs evolve." I pulled out my phone and opened the voice recording app. "Just to be clear, you're eliminating my position 3 months before my due date because, and I quote, pregnant women aren't reliable." His face paled slightly. "I never said that. Actually, you did. About 90 seconds ago. I have it recorded." I held up my phone. Georgia's a one-party consent state for recordings, by the way. I only need my permission to record this conversation. Derek's jaw clenched. "You're bluffing." I played back the last 2 minutes. His voice came through crystal clear. "Pregnant women aren't reliable, Miss Hartley." The color drained completely from his face. "Here's what's going to happen," I said, standing up with some difficulty. 7 months pregnant made everything harder. "I'm going to save you the trouble of your illegal termination. I quit. Effective immediately." I pulled an envelope from my bag and placed it on his desk. My resignation letter, pre-written, dated today. Derek's confidence returned slightly. "Fine. Good. Clear out your desk by end of day." "Oh, I will. But Derek, you should read the resignation letter. Carefully." He opened it, scanning quickly. His expression went from annoyed to confused to absolutely horrified in about 15 seconds. The letter was simple. "Dear Pinnacle Software Solutions, *I hereby resign from my position as Senior AI Integration Specialist, effective immediately. This resignation is prompted by pregnancy discrimination in violation of the Pregnancy Discrimination Act and hostile work environment issues I've documented extensively over the past 18 months. Asterisk, as per my employment contract, I'm invoking the intellectual property clause. All proprietary algorithms, code architecture, and integration frameworks I developed independently, outside work hours, using my own equipment, remain my sole property. This includes the entire Nexus AI architecture that currently powers Pinnacle's top 3 revenue-generating products. Asterisk. You have 30 days to transition to alternative systems before I disable the licensing agreement. I've copied this letter to the CEO, the board of directors, and my attorney. Sincerely, Dr. Kira Hartley." Derek looked up, his face now completely white. "You can't do this. Nexus is Pinnacle's property. You built it here. I built it at home, on my own laptop, using my own electricity, during my own time. Check the metadata on every single file. All created between 8 p.m. and 2 a.m. over the course of 18 months. The employment contract states that IP created independently belongs to the employee. But Pinnacle's entire product suite runs on Nexus. I know. I integrated it into everything. You asked me to, remember? And I licensed it to Pinnacle for $1 per year as a company contribution. Very generous of me. That license terminates 30 days after my resignation. This is extortion. No, this is contract law. I wrote Nexus. I own Nexus. And as of right now, you have 29 days and 23 hours to replace the AI architecture that generates $47 million annually for this company. I picked up my bag and headed for the door. Wait, Derek practically shouted. You can't just. Watch me. Let me back up and explain how we got here, because Derek's discrimination didn't start today. It started the day I told him I was pregnant. I'd been at Pinnacle for 3 years, working my way up from junior developer to senior specialist. I had a PhD in computer science from Georgia Tech, specializing in artificial intelligence and machine learning. I was good at my job. No, I was exceptional at it. Pinnacle was a mid-sized software company that provided business solutions to Fortune 500 clients. When I joined, their AI capabilities were basic at best. I changed that. Working nights and weekends on my personal projects, something I'd done since grad school, I developed Nexus, an AI integration framework that could connect disparate systems, learn patterns, and optimize workflows in real time. It was elegant, powerful, and completely mine. When Pinnacle started struggling to deliver on a major contract, I offered to license Nexus to them for $1 per year. In exchange, I asked for a promotion and a raise. They agreed, and suddenly Pinnacle was delivering AI solutions that their competitors couldn't match. Revenue tripled. Stock price doubled. The CEO praised the innovative culture in earnings calls. Derek took credit in every meeting. And I was fine with that. I didn't need glory. I needed stability and fair compensation. I got both until I got pregnant. The day I told Derek about my pregnancy, his entire demeanor changed. "Congratulations," he said, the words sounding forced. "When are you due?" "October 15th. I'm planning to take 12 weeks maternity leave, then transition back to full-time." 12 weeks, he repeated. "That's a long time. It's standard. And it's my legal right." Of course. But his expression said otherwise. Over the next few months, things deteriorated. Derek started excluding me from meetings. Questioned my work. Made comments about commitment and dedication. Other colleagues started getting my projects. I documented everything. Every email, every comment, every meeting I was excluded from. I kept detailed records with timestamps and witnesses. And I started preparing for the inevitable. See, I'm a planner. Some people call it paranoid. I call it prepared. My employment contract had a clause I'd insisted on when I was promoted. Any intellectual property I created independently, outside of work hours and using my own resources, remained my property. Pinnacle's lawyers had agreed because they assumed any serious work would happen at the office. They were wrong. Nexus was entirely mine. Every line of code, every algorithm, every integration point. And while I generously licensed it to Pinnacle for almost nothing, that license could be revoked upon my resignation. When Derek fired me today, he thought he was getting rid of a problem. Instead, he just triggered a corporate nightmare. I spent the rest of that day clearing out my desk and forwarding my documentation to my attorney, Simone Baptiste, a fierce employment discrimination lawyer who'd been waiting for this moment. They actually cited pregnancy as the reason. Simone asked over the phone. Recorded it. Beautiful. We'll file the EEOC complaint tomorrow, then move to civil suit. But Kira, the Nexus situation, that's going to get messy. Let it get messy. I built something valuable, licensed it for virtually nothing, and they repaid me with discrimination. They can find another AI framework. They won't be able to. Not in 30 days. I know. That evening, my husband Marcus came home from his job at the hospital to find me sitting on our couch, laptop open, coding. "Bad day?" he asked, kissing my forehead. "Derek fired me." "What?" Marcus, a pediatric surgeon with the patience of a saint, looked ready to commit violence. "It's okay. I quit first. And I may have just destroyed Pinnacle's entire business model." I explained everything. Marcus, who'd supported me through grad school and countless late-night coding sessions, started laughing. "You're telling me the entire company runs on software you own?" "Pretty much. And they have 30 days to replace it? 29 now." He kissed me, then my belly. "Your mother is a genius, baby girl. Also possibly terrifying." The CEO called 3 hours later. "Dr. Hartley, this is Thomas Brennan. I just received your resignation letter." Thomas Brennan, founder and CEO of Pinnacle, was a legendary figure in Atlanta's tech scene. Built the company from nothing, worth an estimated $200 million. "Mr. Brennan, how can I help you? I need to understand this Nexus situation. Derek is telling me you're holding the company hostage. Derek is telling you that I'm enforcing my contract rights. There's a difference. Dr. Hartley, Nexus powers our entire product suite. If you pull that license, we're dead in the water. Then I suggest you hire someone to build a replacement. You have 29 days. That's impossible. It would take a team of engineers 6 months minimum to build something comparable. Then I guess you should have treated your senior AI integration specialist better." Silence on the line. Then, what did Derek do? He fired me for being pregnant. Stated explicitly that pregnant women aren't reliable. I have it recorded. More silence. I could practically hear Brennan's blood pressure rising. I'm calling an emergency board meeting, he said finally. Don't do anything until you hear from me. Mr. Brennan, I already did something. I resigned. The clock is ticking. The emergency board meeting happened the next morning. I wasn't invited, but Simone was, representing me and my interests. She called me afterward, barely containing her laughter. Kira, it was beautiful. Derek tried to blame you, said you were unstable, emotional, making things up. Then they played your recording. His face was priceless. What happened? Derek was fired. Immediately. Escorted out by security. Then Brennan basically begged me to bring you a settlement offer. I'm listening. They want to acquire Nexus. Full purchase, fair market value. They're offering $15 million. I nearly dropped the phone. $15 million? And a formal apology. An agreement not to contest your discrimination claim. And a glowing recommendation letter. And, this is my favorite part, they want to hire you as an independent consultant at $500 per hour to help transition Nexus ownership and train their team. Marcus, who'd been listening, grabbed my hand. Counteroffer, I said. $20 million for Nexus. Public apology from the company acknowledging the discrimination. Settlement of $2 million for the discrimination claim. And the consulting contract, but at $750 per hour, fully remote, flexible schedule. They'll take it, Simone said confidently. They're desperate. She was right. They took it. 3 weeks after Derek fired me, I walked into a tech industry networking event at the Georgia Aquarium. I was wearing a maternity dress and carrying business cards for my new consulting firm, Hartley AI Solutions. I was standing by the beluga whale tank when I saw him. Derek, looking haggard, diminished. No longer the smug VP, but just another unemployed tech bro clutching a beer and searching for opportunities. He saw me, saw my belly, saw the confidence in my posture. Then his eyes dropped to the business card someone had left on a nearby table. My business card. Dr. Kira Hartley, founder and CEO, Hartley AI Solutions, specializing in proprietary AI architecture. His face went absolutely white. Hello, Derek, I said pleasantly. You're doing consulting? I'm doing more than consulting. I just sold Nexus to Pinnacle for $20 million. I'm using that capital to build a new AI framework, something even better. Already have 3 Fortune 500 clients interested. $20 million, he choked out. Plus a $2 million discrimination settlement. Plus consulting fees. Turns out being unreliable is quite profitable. A woman approached, Karen Webb, CTO of a major Atlanta tech firm. Dr. Hartley, I've been hoping to run into you. We'd love to discuss your services. Do you have time next week? For you? Absolutely. I handed her my card, very deliberately, right in front of Derek. After she walked away, Derek stood there, deflated. I didn't mean. I wasn't trying to. You absolutely were trying to. You wanted me gone because you saw my pregnancy as weakness. As liability. As unreliability. I stepped closer. But here's what you didn't see. I'm Dr. Kira Hartley. I have a PhD from Georgia Tech. I built an AI framework that your entire company depended on. I documented everything. I knew my rights. I planned my exit. And I turned your discrimination into a $22 million opportunity. I had a family to support. So do I, Derek. The difference is I built something real instead of taking credit for other people's work. I left him standing there, stunned and unemployed, while I networked my way through the event. By the end of the night, I had 5 consulting inquiries and 2 potential partnership offers. That was 4 months ago. My daughter, Alexis, was born healthy and perfect in October. I took 3 months fully off, real maternity leave, on my own terms. Hartley AI Solutions now has 12 employees, offices in Midtown Atlanta, and $8 million in annual contracts. We're building the next generation of AI integration tools, and this time I'm doing it right. Fair salaries, generous parental leave, flexible schedules. Pinnacle Software Solutions? Still operating, though their stock took a hit when news of the discrimination lawsuit went public. Thomas Brennan personally apologized and implemented new anti-discrimination training. Derek's name doesn't appear in tech circles much anymore. Last week, a young woman emailed me, a developer who'd just found out she was pregnant and was terrified of telling her boss. I scheduled a video call, talked to her about documentation, legal rights, and most importantly, her value. You're not a liability, I told her. You're a professional who happens to be growing a human being. That's power, not weakness. Don't ever let anyone convince you otherwise. She thanked me, crying grateful tears. After we hung up, I looked at Alexis sleeping in her bassinet next to my desk. She was perfect, beautiful, worth everything. Derek was right about one thing. Pregnant women aren't reliable. We're unstoppable.